right. We are getting situated, getting prepared for the finals. There are a lot of places in life that you could be on a Saturday night. Could be at Death Valley on a Saturday night, watching those LSU Bayou Bengal Tigers marching on the field with the earth shaking all around you. You could be in Fenway Park watching the Red Sox come back from a 3-0 ALCS deficit. Or you could be on twitch.tv/Outer Rim Smugglers like you are tonight, watching an epic battle of Snoke Tarkin versus Snoke Tarkin, Sons of Mandalore versus Outer Rim. This is your 2019 Louisville Destiny Regional Final. Where's my intro music? Boom, 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 boom. I thought about putting some on, but I thought that'd be a little too cheap. Mike Kotar, this is the final. This is it. The championship for the state of Kentucky. We'll have Steven on the right, obviously, with his beautiful Outer Rim playmat, playing the Snoke Tarkin. On the left will be Cruisin' with his favorite character, Thrawn. Snoke Tarkin as well. Obviously, both players are going to be on Theed Royal Palace. Joseph, what are we in for here now?
I think what we're going to see it's going to be down just like it was the last time. It's going to be down to the rolls. What do they pull first? What do they get out? Who builds the board state fastest? And then it's really just going to be a slugfest from that point on.
I think so.
So both players are obviously checking in on our Discord.
Yeah, they're checking up all the social media I posted in the past 5 minutes.
And of course, Steven with his lovely spot gloss cards. So now's the time. If you have to go to the bathroom, get a drink, do it quickly. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. And tell Cruisin' to quit smacking the table.
All right, I was picking up audio, but now I'm not. All right, never mind. I'm just an idiot. I'm a classic full heart idiot. Let's clear the throat here.
Steven to put his phone down.
Well, it's because I'm texting him.
Well, quit texting him, man. People want to watch a game.
Well, I'm trying to make sure it's working.
I got you.
All right.
All right, here we go. And the roll off.
All right. Steven wins the roll off this time.
Mm-hmm.
He will take his battlefield. He's going to give Cruisin the 2 shields. And as Michael Buffer said in the 80s, let's get ready to rumble. So actually, they're going to take Cruisin's battlefield. I don't know why they've done it this way, but Steven's going to take the shields.
Yep.
Tarkin will roll out a 2 indirect, and it looks like a 2 focus.
Mm-hmm.
Get overconfidence early from Steven.
Very good.
Yep. So Steven, Cruisin will go ahead and power action to get rid of the other 4 card in Steven's hand. That's going to kill Steven's pretty much his turn for the round.
I mean, yeah, for those that are confused in the chat, they just swapped it over. There we go.
Yeah, they did. We were confused too, so this is not.
A rough start for Steven here with no cards.
Yep. There's a hidden motive.
Mm-hmm.
Rolls a resource, so that'll stay in the pool.
Yep.
He can always power, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to power action. Go ahead and get the damage in early. Try to stay at least consistent with Cruisin on the damage curve.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw in their last game together. Is that Cruisin just got out ahead quickly, and it was very difficult to get back.
Yep. Okay, so there's a focus. That should help.
So he's going to try to set up for the power action.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to get some resources out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is the finals. This is the championship. First game.
Okay, so we see that Force Illusions popped early. That's going to be in Steven's favor. Yep, Steven will go ahead and just claim. He has nothing else to do. That Force Jump's not really going to be too much of a help to Cruisin right at this point.
Yep.
So he does have the specials for the indirect. Yep, online. So there's going to be 4 indirect.
All right. So now we start off the next turn 2 here with 3 on Snoke, 2 on Tarkin for Cruisin, and 3 on Snoke for Steven.
So far, I would say Steven actually managed to get out of that round pretty well, considering his hand was gutted from him.
Yeah, he dodged the bullet real well, that one.
Yeah, he sure did. Steven rolls out a blank and a 2 indirect. There's another Force Illusion. If Cruisin is using both of these Force Illusions that early, this could be definitely in Steven's favor.
Yes.
I will say Cruisin's board state, obviously in a much better situation than Steven's is currently.
Mm-hmm. It looks like that's what he's trying to do. He's using the Force Illusions to allow him to get his board state where it needs to be. He's just playing it for the long game.
He is. So there's 2 power actions gone. So the damage, I mean, the Force Illusion is working, But Steven's going to be happy because if you look at Cruz's discard pile right now, he's probably got at least 3 or 4 mitigations. I mean, you see an anger on top.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides are going to roll plenty of blanks. So him having one less anger is going to be beneficial to Steven going forward. So even though Steven's board state is not as good set, not as good of a setup as Cruzen's, he's got many more cards in his deck and his hand in order to play.
Yeah, I mean, if you're losing out 8 this early in the game, it really puts you behind. There's a probe.
So there's, yep. Hard to see. All right, so there's one event.
Looks like a fist is what that looked like.
Okay, so we got rid of the Beguile.
Yep. So you're going to do another power action here.
Yep. So Steven has 3 resources. He just needs to make sure to try to control Cruzen's dice as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And Cruzen has a lot of options. He's got blanks already. He's got focuses. So Tarkin's power action is live. Steven going to think about this for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's brushing his. Is he brushing his hair?
He is. Well, you got to look good when you're on the cam.
He looks like he had some of that hot sauce from the local Mexican place. Like he's sweating or something. I mean, let me tell you what. You want to talk about somebody who looks like they've stressed about 50 years off their life when he's in the middle of a game? Steven Lanza. Love him to death.
Yeah, he puts a lot of thought and effort into this.
He does.
That is for sure.
He absolutely does.
And these types of games here, there's no real need to hurry. You have plenty of time. Think it through. Look at your options.
Yeah. You don't. I mean, you have 2 hours. Mega, what deck were you playing earlier today? Oh, the Jin Cassian, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we remember that game.
Mm-hmm.
We thought you were going to mill Cruzen by turn 2 at the rate you're going 1.
Exactly.
All right, so there's an imposing presence from Steven.
Mm-hmm.
That'll remove the 2 focus. There's your blank removal for 4 indirect.
Yep.
Let's see where Steven puts it.
Good even spread there.
All right, so Snoke's going to be at 6 health. Tarkin will be at 7 health remaining on Steven's side. Cruzen, 7 health Tarkin, and a 6 health Snoke. So far, pretty even, which is actually impressive considering Steven has 2 cards in play and Cruzen has 6 in play, or 5. That's awesome, Megan. I mean, Jin Cassian has 2 viable win conditions, and if you can mill early, you go for that. If you go for kill, you can go aggro. And you can almost change at any point as long as you know it within the first 2 rounds. After that, you sort of have to dedicate yourself to, am I going to mill or am I going to go aggro? But congrats on going 4-3. That's always great. Steven's going to best defense. He'll take 3 on Tarkin for that. That beautiful promo card there from Store Championship 2017. Cruzen leaves 2 die on the field. He wants to go ahead and get ahead of the game by claiming. I don't know if you're Steven, if there's really anything you want to do, unless you have an absolutely dead card in your hand. Force Wave. I have no problem getting rid of Force Wave. You get a resource out of it. Okay. Yeah, see, Mega, that's the thing. I mean, you can mill and deal. Mill and deal. That's what they should call Gencast. Mill and deal. So we are off now to turn 3. Cruising will go ahead, activate Snoke. Looks like we get a resource, a disrupt, a focus, and a blank. At this point, Steven really needs to establish a board state.
Yes, he does.
He needs to get some cards in play, get some dice in play. He's got a force illusion. There's a force speed. Okay,
Nope.
that will help.
Now he needs to see if he can get some chance cubes down, something.
He needs chance cubes, Sith holocrons, anything, just to give him more dice. I mean, Cruising right now, at any moment, could blow this game wide open with as many dice as he's playing with.
Yeah. I think that's the key to this deck is to get as many of die out into your pool that have similar sides, so you have those options.
Yep, I agree. So there's 2 for the handheld cannon. That'll go on Tarkin. Okay, so we see a special. Looks like a disrupt and a 2 indirect on Snoke. So both sides are trying their hardest not to hit the Tarkin power action this round, obviously.
It seems like it.
Cruising's going to pay 1 battle fatigue to remove the focus. You know, we've talked about that card all day, obviously, with Snoke Tarkin, the ability to just remove any die if all the opponent's characters have damage on it.
And I mean, we've seen it. It's been key. It has been key in a lot of different plays.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
There's another probe. Oof, that hurts.
That does. So Flames of the Past and Anger are both gone. That's both of Cruising's Angers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if Steven runs Anger in his deck.
I don't believe so. Not based on what I've seen. Unless he slotted it in here recently, I haven't seen it.
Yep. All right. So it looks like the 3 pay 1 on the cannon, a resource, 2 focus, and a 1 focus on the Sith holocron. Steven thinking through his options here. He's going to go ahead and drop the Force Illusion.
Yep.
Okay, there's 4 indirect, or 3 indirect. Yep. All goes into Snoke. So Steven's Tarkin is at 4 health remaining. Snoke is at 3 health remaining. Okay. Rerolls, gets a 2 focus, a 1 focus, and a blank. I think Cruising has, 1 card left in hand?
1 card left, yes.
I think both players actually have 1 card left because Steven is constantly tapping that 1 card. Cruising's got a couple of options here. He can use the focus if he wants to, knowing Steven only has 1 card. If he wants to try to maximize damage, he could also just simply resolve or remove 2 of the same symbol, do a power action to deal 4. That'll probably be taken off on the illusion, though.
Yeah, I think that's why we saw him take the 3 earlier, so he could save the illusion for the 4 when it comes.
Correct. That's pretty much all this deck does, is just throw a bunch of indirect at you at all different ways.
Yep.
Okay, so Cruising decides to go ahead with the focus. He's going to use a 2 focus. Focus 1 of Tarkin's die to a 2 indirect. That puts Snoke's power action online.
That's it.
And he look the force jump, more than likely for the special. He's still thinking about it.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get it set up for. Yeah.
Okay, so he goes ahead and swaps Snoke, and then Snoke's going to 2-focus to 2 indirect and the special. Okay. So he still has the special. The focus is on the holocron and force speed.
Yeah.
So he's got multiple power actions available to him. I don't think Steven is going to be able to survive this round. His board state is just not. He just is not drawing the cards he needs to early on.
No, he's not. And then, at some point you take a look at it and see where you're going to go, and then to scoop or concede at a certain point. That way you're fresh and ready to go for your next match.
Steven going to take a minute to think about this. Steven's talking it through, trying to figure out what to do with Tarkin.
Yeah, I mean, do you think if I'm looking at that right, that's the 2 indirect on the Tarkin die there?
The on the top one on Cruisin's it's a 2 indirect. Steven's is a 2 focus.
2 focus, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does have the 4-speed special showing.
He does, but I don't know that you want to use that for that purpose.
It looks like he's going to try to.
Looks like he's. I mean, what do I know?
And then he's going to flip the other one that way because with the force jump special showing, he's going to, he's going to turn it. So you may as well try to get all you can out of it.
All right, so he's going to go ahead and just take 4 indirect. Puts Tarkin at 6. And I think that's going to put Snoke at 7, if I'm correct.
That's right. And then let's see what we do here. Okay. Like a Snoke power action there to do 4.
Yep. And that's going to go on the illusion.
Yep.
So it looks like so he took 3 on the illusion and then popped 1, which that's correct because Snoke only has 3 health left.
Right. All right, so he's going to concede that one and move to the second match.
All right. So game 1 goes to Cruisin of Sons of Mandalore. Just establishing a strong board state early on. These guys will get racked up.
Looks like there was a Snoke Tarkin win in Kentucky today.
That's very true. There was a Snoke Tarkin victory in Kentucky. All right, so we're going to go to round 2 here. Steven gets to choose the battlefield. He's going to choose Cruisins and take the 2 shields on Tarkin.
Yep.
So if this happens to go to game 3, more than likely Cruisin will take his battlefield. And Steven will once again get the 2 shields. I think he's more focused on keeping his characters alive than he is about that 1 additional resource turn 1. I think that's what Steve is pointing out is that his board state has not developed. This is a rematch from round 6. And the exact same thing happened. Cruisin was just able to get his board state established very early on. And Steven just struggled to catch up. And he made it close in round 6. I think it was closer in round 6 than it was in this previous game.
Yeah, it was. Yep, no need to roll off. They get the battlefield there. Yep.
They're just so habitually used to rolling off every time.
Yep.
Here we
did
go.
the same thing in mine. So I actually think we rolled before we figured it out.
Oh, yeah. So Tarkin will activate, roll out a 2 discard and a 1 resource. Those are both solid size for Tarkin.
Let's see what Steven looks to do. See if he's going to try to get the board state going early. Looks like he's trying to think. Looks like that's what he's going to do.
He's about to get the rest of his hand gutted.
Yep. Oh, my goodness. There's his force jump and a second chance.
Second chance?
I'm sorry. A second chance cube.
I'm like, what?
Hey, he's going to slot that in just like the easy pickings,
I was about to say, what is this, Miami or something?
Yeah, exactly. That's just kind of how they do it in Miami.
We're not playing Miami today. All right. Cruising will power action to gain the 3rd resource. Steven will roll out Snoke, hit focus and focus.
Ooh, there goes the Beguile.
Yeah, that's both games. Cruising's been able to just rip Steven's hand from him turn 1, and it's put him so far behind. So reroll the focus. It's an indirect. So, yes, Becca, in Miami, there was a deck playing. There was a top 8 Vader deck, and come to find out they had an easy pickings 1 or 2 in their deck. All right. Which is, it's not allowed. Just newsflash for everybody.
Well, unfortunately, I think they found out.
You're going to find out today.
Now, sadly, it took the top 8 to figure it out, but they found it out.
I know. Okay, so Steven will power action Snoke to gain 3 resources. He has no hand.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot he can do at this point.
There's not. He's going to go ahead and disrupt 1.
Well, lots of money. Let's see if he can maybe pull a fist out or get some more upgrades out.
He's going to need to do something. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't afford to.
All right. There's a force illusion out.
Yeah, in a match like this, you have to get Force Illusion out early. So Steven goes ahead and says, I'm going to probe now. He hits Cruisin's probe. That'll help.
Yep.
He hits a chance cube. So the chance cube will stay, but the probe goes away.
Both with plenty of resources.
Oh, yeah. Resources will not be a problem this round.
Interesting play with the stifle.
Yeah, I asked Steven about the stifle play earlier this week.
Oh, here comes a fist.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Ugh. And was that a 3 for 1?
3 for 1. So there's overconfidence from Steven.
Very good.
There's a reroll. Looks like Tarkin will come off the field, and there's a 3 indirect. He'll take that on the illusion. He gets Steven's fist, a hidden motive, and a handheld cannon.
Just chewing through the cards there.
He is.
Well,
All right, so Steven rolls it. Yep. 2 discard. Chansky will go down.
He's going to play that quick.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it looks like he got the Force illusion and an overconfident.
Yep.
So Cruisen's going to go ahead. Roll out.
Yeah, got the special.
He's got both resource sides. He's got a resource side showing on Snoke, on both Snoke die. So that power action is online. Okay, so he's going to force speed special to take money and go ahead and do the 4 indirect.
Mm-hmm.
Steven will just simply return back and put 4 into Cruising.
Another 3 range there.
Yep. That's a 3 pay 1, so we would have to pay the resource cost on it. There's 3.
Yep.
3 more into Tarkin. There's another resource. Probably going to see the power action for Fist now.
Yep. Not a whole lot he can do, and I'm not sure what that card is he has in his hand there, but that's it.
The question is to see, I mean, if it's a mitigation, you have to use it. If not...
Yeah. It looks like a... What is that? I'm trying to see what that is. Probe.
Okay. Yep. So he's going to ditch the probe and move on.
That's it.
We'll go to the next turn. So for Cruising, Tarkin is at 6 health. Both Snoke and Tarkin are at 6 health. There's a fist from Steven.
All right, let's just hope it's not too late.
2 shield. There's a holocron on Tarkin. All right, so Steven will bring Chance Q back to his hand.
Yeah.
So 1 indirect and a 2 indirect. Remember, Stifle's still in play.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's your Stifle.
Yeah, well.
Oh, and did not use the Stifle. Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be a mistake there. Hopefully they'll catch that.
But it looks like no.
Is that that has to be the Stifle still, right?
It has to. I mean, as far as I can tell, it looks like it is. It's a bit of a glare there, but I believe it is. And I believe you have to play it. Yep.
You have to play it. Yep.
Yep. But it's too late now.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah, it's too late to play it now.
Yeah. Well, so they're going to do it. They're going to take it back and do it. It's up between the players there to make the call, I guess.
I mean, if the TO and both sides are fine with it, then that's
by all means. Both of these guys are obviously fantastic players and good sportsmen. So,
well, and both of these guys realize, this is top tier competition. We don't want game won or lost on mistakes.
Right.
So the game state was in a repairable place. So I think as a TO, if both sides are okay with it and you can reverse it without directly affecting the game, which I think you can in this case.
Yeah, I think so.
Do it. So Shadows, what happened is Cruising tried to play Battle Rage for I think it's a 1 cost to
Battle
remove
fatigue,
one of.
wasn't it?
And he missed a stifle trigger. Steven did.
Yep.
So they continued on playing, but the board state for either side was not in a unrepairable state. So both parties decided to reverse it to the spot where it should have been played. Cruisin paid the 1 cost to no effect, and they agreed to reverse it. Exactly.
Yep. Exactly. So we're here.
All right, so let's get you caught up here real fast. Before that, so Cruisin's got a blank resource 2 focus. I'm sorry, it's a 1 focus on Tarkin. There's an overconfidence from Steven to re-roll those 2. The chance cube will come out. 4 speed will re-roll into a shield. Yeah, no problem. These guys, we know the Sons of Mandalore guys very well. Obviously, have the highest respect for them, and I think these guys know that the right thing to do was to try to repair it.
Yep.
Make sure that the game could be finished in a correct manner.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be Steven's action now. He's only rolled out the fist the first turn, so he's going to go ahead and take 2 shields. He still has 2 activations this turn with the fist. Cruisin has 2 activations as well. See a force push in his hand. There's the fist. Looks like a 3 disrupt.
Yep.
Steven will activate his fist. There's a 3 disrupt. Nobody going home with money tonight.
No, they're going to leave it all behind.
All right. So there's a focus from Snoke. To the 3 range. That's correct, Shadow. It's a required It's a required trigger, and because the game was still in a repairable position, both sides agreed to simply just reverse it and move on. Okay, so we get a hidden motive. He's going to call range. Oh, called indirect.
Interesting.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Not really, it didn't. He called range, and
yeah,
he's going to deal some indirect. He says Snoke is at 3 health. Tarkin is at 5 health for Steven. There's some focuses. That could be 4 indirect. That would put both of Cruisin's guys at 9 health. Can't tell if that's a 3 gun or a 3 disrupt.
Which side on Cruisin?
On Cruisin's, yeah.
I think it's a disrupt.
Is that the yeah? Okay, so it is a disrupt. Steven's going to go ahead and discard and reroll. Okay, so he gets a 3 pay 1, gets a 2 indirect, and a 2 discard on Tarkin. There's an anger. He's going to pay the 1 to resolve the Vader's fist. He's going to put that into Snoke, and that'll kill Snoke.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more than likely. That's
going to be it.
That hurt.
Yep.
That hurt.
That is going to be difficult to come back from there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's it. Yep. And that is all. Well, good game played.
Yep.
Cruisin, Sons of Mandalore. Steven from the Outer Rim.
Now we'll wrap it up. Big congratulations to Cruisin and the Sons of Mandalore for taking home the 2019 Louisville Star Wars Destiny Regional. Well played by both sides. Congratulations to Steven from the Outer Rim for finishing second. Snoke Tarkin takes the day in Louisville. Final thoughts, Joseph? Anything?
I mean, we called it when it started, right? We knew Snoke Tarkin was going to be coming out. I'm just glad to see that these two guys made it where they made it. Glad to see it came down to those two. I know the effort that both of them have put into it has been enormous. A lot of late night TTS sessions and local games to get them prepared for this.
Yep.
So it couldn't have happened to two better guys.
Exactly. We're obviously very proud of Steven for finishing second. That's a huge accomplishment. He'll obviously go on the Wall of Fame. Cruising, just showing how beautiful of a strategery guy he is, as our former president would say.
Yes, he is.
So that'll earn Cruising a Nationals bye.
Yeah,
and Steven will get a beautiful binder, which will be probably in my office in probably 2 to 3 business days.
Exactly.
I told him if he gets it, he's got to give it to me.
Yeah. So great job by everybody, and a special shout out to my stand-in, Mr. Cooper over here, when I had to reserve there when I was losing my voice.
Absolutely.
So,
appreciate Cooper. Yeah, appreciate Cooper for stopping in. He was a bonus to the stream, and he gives some good insight. He's a great young player in our group. And as we wrap up here tonight, we want to say thank you one more time to everybody for checking out the stream. Thank you. It's been great. We've had a lot of technical difficulties today. We will resolve them before we stream live from Louisiana. We are going to Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night in February. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Until then, make sure follow the stream. We'll stream every Thursday night. YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Twitter. All those links down below this Twitch video. We will have video of this coming up next week on our YouTube channel. The later rounds, especially the finals. And until then, I want to say thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. Roll Tide.